Hello and welcome guys to episode number 2 of the Crown of the Sunken King DLC. Now we are here starting off right where we left off in the last one in this at the second bonfire. Um now we're going to move ahead slowly. Well, not really slowly, but I don't really worry too much about well, I don't really know how to explain it. But when I was playing this DLC and when I was recording these videos, I just was taking my time and enjoying the gameplay, so I'm not really running from point A to point B. I'm taking my time and kind of exploring, and so yeah, that's how I went through it. Now the episodes do run rather quickly through. I stay on a pretty good schedule, I suppose. But you know, we are going to make our way further into the Sanctum City. I think is what it's called, Shulva, and try and get into the actual Sanctum. But first, we have quite a ways to go, and a lot of enemies still left. There's just so many enemies. Let's see, I can't really remember what the deal is. I think up here we have an item. No item, nothing. I don't remember what's supposed I don't remember what's supposed to be up there. But yeah, here you inside this room you can get an item, and this is a shortcut to another bonfire. Later you have to come from the top, and I actually don't think we get it. Here you can see Sin, the boss of the area. He's the final boss, and he comes and kind of makes an appearance for us. Kind of interesting, I guess. Clears the passageway into the Sanctum, which is kind of nice of him, because there was two lance-wielding shield enemies. Now this is where the this DLC really gets kind of interesting, because you have new enemy types that, if you don't know how to address them, you're going to have a bad time. Because let me tell you, the first time I came through here, I had a bad time. In here is some, I think it's dried roots, maybe just some healing items. No, Dragon Charm, Solar Great Hero. Now these enemies over here, you can see they look like phantoms. They are not. You have to destroy their, I guess, sarcophagus, to be able to address them. If not, you do very, very little damage. And I mean very little damage. But once you destroy their sarcophagi, you're able to fight them normally. And then they're not too dangerous. They're not too bad. But you know, whatever. Just be sure you destroy them, because if not, their defense and resistance is really high on everything. So yeah, but there's a lot of chests in this room. You get a titanite slab. You get I think a couple pieces of the Katarina set. I'm not certain on that, but I think you get the gauntlets and the helm. We're about to find out. I'm not certain on that, but I think so. There's the helm, and I think this is where you get the gauntlets here. What is it? God, it takes so long to open a chest. Destructive. Okay, so you just get the helm, the Katarina helm. You get a piece from each DLC, I believe. Now this room is actually booby trapped. There's a pressure plate on the floor. to be aware of. You can see on the wall back there behind the two enemies, poison darts will shoot out of it, and the pressure plate is right there to the right. I kind of forget to point it out, but these enemies, all 3 DLCs kind of just throw tons of enemies your way, and you just gotta deal with them. Because as you can see, I just got hit from that sorceress, or whatever that enemy is, down in that other room. So it's kind of a cheap way out, I guess, but you know, what can you do? Okay, there's a pressure plate on the ceiling there. You really want to open it or hit it with a ranged attack. And open this chest, which contains twinkling titanite upgrade stones. And this one has a trap. Poison, that's a surprise. And some bonfire statics, which aren't really all that important, but we'll take them. Now, here we have our first rotating door, and you can address this enemy in the top, or you can turn the door and he can't do anything to you. So you really don't have to worry about him. Human effigy, turn it once more to go through and proceed. Now this is where a lot of the secrets are in this room here, or in this, from this point on, there's a lot of secrets. It's not a good idea to rush forward. I assure you it is not a good idea, because you'll see in a moment there's a lot of good loot down at the end of this hallway, and if you rush forward, you fall down that hole and you miss out on that loot unless you come back, which, if I'd fallen in the hole, I wouldn't have came back. Now, ranged attacks are almost a necessity here, because you can't hit that switch without ranged attacks. And then farther down, there's more doors inside that door we just opened, and to gain access to those doors, you have to hit this switch. And so now we can go back and address the issue. Now this room really interesting. Weapon, I actually don't show it off or anything, but I'll make an video and talk about it. You can pull these guys up the stairs and use the booby trap against them, which is a good idea because that thing looks wicked. Ooh, I haven't ever set it off and had myself killed by it, but I'm pretty sure it would hurt. So you gotta be careful in this area with the booby traps and stuff. And you see, you accidentally set it off there, but not a big deal. Get a couple soul items here. And then here's this is all these two are upgrade stones, bleed stone and bolt stone in this one, and this one is twinkling titanite and some more petrified dragon bone. This is actually a weapon called the puzzling stone sword. It's got really interesting properties, but we'll show them off later in a later episode. But yeah, it's really kind of strange, honestly. I don't know. It seems like it would be good for PvP more so than PvE. But I don't PvP, so yeah. Now this spot here, be prepared when you drop down, and you may want to have the silver cat ring, which luckily I do. So yeah, definitely be prepared. There's a lot of these insect flying bug things that you have to address. Luckily, I can kill them pretty easy, and oh, Derek the Crab shooting them out of the air like nothing, nobody's business. So yeah, but for some reason my lock-on kept wanting to lock on to the ones that were across the room from me. I don't know what the deal with that was. And let's see. But yeah, this room is it leads to some other treasure, and it has some consumable items in it. But the fall hurts, and then you fall in, and there's a bunch of these insects around, and you just freak the fuck out because you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting all that. So yeah, be prepared. Boy, does that go well. Okay, then we go up the ladder, and we get a chest. You get a thing. Flynn's ring, which I think it's what it does is let me try and remember. Decreases your equip load, but increases your attack output. I think I take a look at it here. Reduces, I don't know. Yeah, reduces your equip load, but increases your attack output, your physical attack. So yeah, there's that. These spikes hurt a little. I mean, they do constant damage if you're on them, but it's not crazy. They will kill you, but whatever. Moving forward, there's some more of these Phantom Knights. They're actually called Sanctum Knights, but the best thing to do is to not address them at this point, and to run around them to the ladder here, and try not to get caught on whatever. I was caught on something, I don't know. But yeah, they can't climb up the ladder, so by just climbing up the ladder, you should be able to get around them fairly easy. Another one of these sorceresses. Now, I did not realize that they did this poison attack after you've depleted their health. They still get off that poison mist attack. I didn't know that. I've never seen it. So yeah, be aware of that. We got another one in here. She's gonna do an area of effect, which I expected. And for some reason I thought I would shoot her with my bow. I don't it was useless. But you can see she's here going to do it again, but I wisened up to it. And she can do whatever she likes. This chest is also a booby trap, also trapped with the crossbow. I think the traps that are inside chests, I believe those are kind of randomized. I don't think they're the same all the time. Like if I came back to that chest in another playthrough, I'm not sure that it would still be crossbow. But this room that we're about to go into is a really important room because it has all the rest of the sarcophagi for these Sanctum Knights. So yeah, I guess I got lucky that other one just wanted to stand around and hang out instead of attack me, but whatever. But yeah, along the wall, our Phantom has already destroyed them. As you can see, these guys are no longer Phantoms. But along the wall and at the end of the room, there's a lot of these sarcophagi you can see on the floor here where he's destroyed some of them. So yeah, this is where you change the rest of them to where you can fight them with an advantage, I suppose. But so it's pretty important to address this room before proceeding. I think there's only 3 more Sanctum Knights though, honestly. And I missed a chest behind me. I do turn around and go get it. This is the main hallway. We opened up this door by hitting that switch a little bit ago. And in here we are figuring out that we forgot a chest. So, yeah. Got a chest right here. I think it has something not really useful. I don't remember. It is... Oh, the bloodbite ring, which in this particular area isn't really useful. So, yeah. Let's see. There's only one, I believe one was already destroyed. Yeah, see there's one there, but we're just gonna run past him because there is a way to get rid of these spikes, and I could not remember for the life of me where it was. So you can see me here searching for the switch. I remembered it was on the ceiling. Luckily, he pointed me in the right way because I didn't remember. And the spikes are gone. So now it's a much more even playing field. And we got this guy down here taken care of. But yeah, see, this area isn't really it at first appearance it looks really difficult, like, oh man, how am I supposed to deal with all this? But then um once you find all the switches and everything like that, once you realize that the switches are what you need to be looking for, it's really not bad. You can really even out the playing field and make it a lot easier. Now this doorway, I was looking for a switch because I didn't remember what the hell I was supposed to do with this door. This switch does not do anything but open the door over there. This door, you are supposed to throw items, uh, ranged items, I suppose, through the door, as you're about to see. And on the other side is another chest, and that's it. But what you do is throw it, and sets off the switch. And then you can use a bow or something to hit it from this way. And then you throw it from this side. And you gain access to this extra little secret, not really secret, but this other room. Whoa. There's not any mimics in the first DLC or the second DLC. So I was checking the chest earlier, but there's no reason to. There's no mimics in this DLC. Got another chest here, which contains Dragonstone, which is kind of important, pretty important, necessary, I believe, actually. Got another switch up here. Got switches everywhere, but I think that one opens the door that we're about to be coming up to. I believe it does. I'm not certain on that. Not certain. I think we get a... No, we don't. Okay. We're going to get another bonfire here. I think. Yeah, we're going to get the third bonfire. Because I didn't know where it was. I've never gotten this bonfire. And Monsieur the Crab... Oh, that switch opened this doorway there on that wall to give us access to this bonfire. So, yeah. Never really got it. Here we get a Sanctum crossbow, which is wielded by those Sanctum Knights. They carry the Sanctum crossbow. So I think that makes two that we've gotten. I think we got a drop earlier for the Sanctum crossbow. But this is the way to proceed forward here. And we're about to come upon really interesting Black Phantom NPC invasion. And he's really not a good time. You can't backstab him. He uses pyromancy, and he can whoop your ass if you're not careful. he's whooped my he's tore me up several times before. Um, Jester Thomas makes an appearance and will really, really, really tear you apart. Now, I forgot that you could not backstab him. I did not remember that at all. And I was trying to really hard. And he will throw. The thing that really was getting me is he would start to throw. Um, See there, he was facing the other way, and he would start to throw his fireball, and I would expect him to throw it forward, but he would turn 250 degrees, 180, whatever, and still throw it at me and get it off and hit me with it, and I just really wasn't prepared for it because I didn't think he would be able to do that. But he left us this healing aura. I can't remember what it's called. This healing aura here to use once we defeated him. So that's nice. This spot here, this area is filled with these dinosaur, frog, lizard-looking things. Now I don't know their official names, but I believe they are lesser demons that could not be were not able to reach the demon status, and so I believe they are called losers. Loser, losers. Just straight up, that's what they're called. Um, but we're actually going to take the time and clear some of them out before we go get the bonfire, because there's one very near to here. And they're really tough. They have ranged attacks. They have melee attacks. They have these jump attacks. And they have some kind of loser liquid, let's call it that, coming off of them. I don't really know what's going on with them, but they hit really hard, and they drop petrified dragon bones. I think that's what he dropped. I'm not sure if that's what he dropped, but they drop petrified dragon bones, which is kind of nice. And I keep having to use repair powders because I do have a phantom, so I wasn't able to rest at any of the bonfires that I have activated. And here's an example here of their ranged attack. And then after it hits, it has an area of effect, much like the Raven skanks in the second DLC. But yeah, you can see he also has a charge attack. He has a grab attack with his mouth. And you know, something interesting to me is their teeth are flat, like they aren't sharp or pointed, which would indicate that they are vegetarians, that they are herbivores and do not eat meat. However, if they grab you with their mouth, they chomp your ass down. So that could have just been an aesthetic thing by giving them teeth like that. But in terms of the animal kingdom, most animals with flat teeth or human-like teeth are herbivores. But that's it for this episode, and I'll see you later. And until the next time.